Hey, it's Ashton here. Welcome back to the channel. I have another video here for you today. Now, my video that I did on the Neuland markers was getting pretty popular. So I thought it would be a great idea to do a video on the ink side of the Neuland markers. So I'm going to show you how to refill those here today. All right, before we get started, I do want to just do a shout out that I am writing a book on sketchnoting and everything that I have learned. And I'm really excited because it's going to be a beginner's guide. If you feel like you don't know how to draw, it's going to be amazing for you. So I would love some beta readers to help me out. So if you're interested in being a beta reader for the book, please email me at my email address below in the description, and I would love to put you on the list for when that is ready. So, all right, so let's get started. Here today, I have already opened an ink. This is the Refill one. This is the one that I've talked about a couple of times on the channel for the outliner. So we're going to refill a few outliners today. And I wanted just to show you what the box looks like when they come in. Now, this isn't the outliner. This is a beautiful teal color that I love called Ocean number 3. And I'm just going to open it here so you can kind of see this is the type of box that it comes in. And on the top comes a sweet little bulb like so. And then open this up and you've got your ink inside. Like so. So you can, hopefully I'm not lying when I say this, but I believe you can refill your regular size marker, which would be this one here, up to 24 times. So they're definitely worth the investment. They're not very expensive. I think in Canadian dollars, they're like $11 or $12. I think the outliners might be a little bit more. But yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing to use to refill up your markers. So I'm just going to show a variety of different markers because some of them are a little bit different. So most of them have this circle on the bottom. Now the older fine ones, if I have one here, maybe I don't. The older fine ones, you actually have a screw top, and you would have to screw this part and then take it off and then pour it and then like drop it in. But these new fine ones here, I think they came out in 2021, I believe. You don't have to do that, which is really great. So all of them actually do have this circle on the bottom. So what you want to do after you take your ink out of the box, you take the bulb, you screw it on like so. You make sure it's tight. You flip it upside down and you do one nice big squeeze and you let the ink fill up the bulb like so. You unscrew it, make sure you put it somewhere safe or you put the cap back on it. Neuland do sell these sweet little boxes, and I do have one, but I thought I'd show it on paper today because it'd be a lot easier. You can put your marker right in the box and fill it up. I like to, if I'm not using the box, just make sure I have some paper down in case the marker leaks out the top. So you want to make sure you take the top off of the marker so that it doesn't get blocked in there, air blocked. I don't know if that's the right word, but air block, let's say it's that. And then you just want to, I'm actually gonna just tap that because I was talking for too long, it started to come out a bit. You're just gonna wanna stick this into the hole, make sure it's nice and snug. And the key here is to do it slowly. Like if you're in a hurry, you might be tempted to do this quick, but you really want to take it slow. So you're just going to slowly squeeze the bulb. So until it's either empty or almost empty. You might be able to judge now. This marker was starting to go dry when I was doing the light bulb video. So I made sure I kept this one off to the side so I could use this in this video. So sometimes if it's getting too full, then it starts to come out at the top, but this one's still doing pretty good. So let's just keep going. Now I'm going to confess most of the time I overfill my markers. because I don't want to be in a position where I'm drawing something and I run out, but then if it's over full and you take the top off, it goes everywhere. So that's not so fun. So it's that the only thing is you can't really tell how full it is. But so with the little box, you can, if you buy the little box that Neuland sells, you can just leave it sit for a few minutes. I find you can't let the outliners off without their top for too long because they do start to dry out. But the other colors, the top can be off for quite a bit. But I usually just leave the tops off for a few minutes just to make sure that it doesn't get airlocked. But I think this one's fine. That looks a lot better than what I started with. Usually I just do a few lines just to see how the ink has come down. So let's just put the top on this one and set it aside. Now let's do, I don't know if these ones are full or not, to be honest with you, but I use these all the time. So they often need a top up. This one looks pretty good, but it's the same thing. You put the thing on, put the little bulb on, give it a little squeeze, let the ink come out like so. Make sure you put this top, I don't have it with me, but make sure you put this top back on so that it doesn't spill. And then just stick it in like so, and then gently squeeze. I'm not going to do this one a ton. I'm just going to top it up a little bit because I'm not sure how much ink is in this one right now because I haven't used this one for a little bit. So yeah, let's put the top back on it because I think this one's pretty good and set it off to the side. Now I do find, especially with the black, with the outliner, it's a really good idea if you take the bulb out and there's a little bit of ink there, you do want to wipe it off with a wet cloth or a napkin or something, because they do, I don't know if you can see this, they do get gummed up. This one I don't think I can poke anymore. And that's the only reason why I've thrown away any of these markers is because they've gotten gummed up. So if you can make sure that you keep the end clean, then the body of the marker will last a long time. And even these little new ones that they came out, I think again in 2021, the Fine One Flex as well, they also can be refillable. And they're based on the number. So if you use a lot of one color, then maybe you want to stock up on a couple of those. So this one, for example, is the 705. So you have the 705 ink that goes with it. So for example, this one here is the 305. And this is the 305 ink. So we know that they go together. Another cool thing, which I haven't done a lot of, but you certainly can do it, is you can actually buy empty markers and empty ink bottles, and you make your own new colors. So if there's a color that you really love, or you just want to experiment and play, you can make your own colors, which is really fun. Purple is my favorite color, so I have made, I think I have it here, but I have made a purple because I'm very picky about my purple. So I wanted to make a purple that looked a lot closer to my brand colors. So I played around and made a purple that was sort of in between some of the other ones that they had. So that's it. That's how you refill the Neuland markers. They are pretty awesome. And like I said, Neuland's not paying me to say how wonderful they are, but they are a really nice sustainable marker. And make sure you go and check out the marker video if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I thank you for watching this all the way to the end. Really appreciate it. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified on future videos, you can click the bell, which will do that for you. And I would love for you to comment. Let me know what other topics you would like me to cover. What other types of videos would you like me to make? What are you getting stuck on your sketchnoting or visual note taking, or just your doodling journey or whatever? I would love to help you out. So comment below with any video suggestions or questions that you may have that I could turn into a video. And I really look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right. Bye.